Sometimes when you lose something that you love, it's really hard to try to get back to it or try to think about it or even go back to the ways that... When you lose something that you really, really love, it's really hard to think about it again. If you lost a loved one, if you lost an activity that you used to do, if you lost your boyfriend, girlfriend, your significant other, and they're gone, or if you lost a job, it's very difficult to think about that and think about those activities, think about that person, think about whoever it is or whatever it is that you're thinking about that you lost. It's difficult to try to go back, right, and find something positive about it. For me, surfing was the love of my life. That was the activity that I was completely head over heels in love with. I would wake up in the morning, go check out the surf. I would do everything around surfing. Even school was a nuisance because I wanted to go surfing and not to go to school. Obviously, at that time, I was 15, about 16 years old, and so surfing was my passion. So when my injury happened and when I got hurt and when I sustained my spinal cord injury, surfing went away. It really became just another thing in my life and my past. I wasn't thinking about surfing again. I wasn't thinking about anything that had to do with that activity or with that sport, even though it was consuming my life in a positive way before my accident. So just thinking about it was frustrating. Just thinking about surfing again was difficult, and I was really afraid to think about it and just want to go surf again. Eventually, after a few years, I started, realizing, yeah, this is going to be my life. Why not watch surfing videos? Why not go to the beach and enjoy watching the waves? I accepted my life. I accepted my situation with a spinal cord injury, with paralysis. And I honestly thought that surfing was not going to be a thing for me anymore. I thought that surfing was too difficult for somebody with my disability, somebody with paralysis from their chest down, pretty much from the armpits down, and even limited mobility in my hands. It was just something that it was not going to happen, right? It was just so difficult and so unsafe too. But I was never afraid of getting back in the water. I never blamed the ocean for what happened. I never blamed surfing for what happened. For me, it was just, part of my life, and that's what happened, and I moved on. But I was afraid that if I tried surfing again, even if I tried in my condition or with my disability, that I was not going to enjoy it. That I was going to ruin all the years that I had been surfing before, that I was going to ruin every single wave that I rode because I wasn't going to enjoy it again, or because I wasn't going to feel the same stroke or the same emotions that I felt when I was surfing before my injury. So one day when we were filming a documentary for that was based on one of my books, I'll put it in the description below, and if you want to check out the documentary, you can link up to the on this card on the right side, or is it left side? Anyway, I forgot. Left side, right side. But the documentary is going to kind of show that moment. But what happened is that my friends and family said, hey, you're going to go surfing. I remember my brother telling me, hey, as part of the documentary, you're going to go surfing again for the first time in 18 years. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to back out. If my family and friends are going to be there, they've been there for me all this time through all these, trials and tribulations. I might as well go do it. Heck, if I don't enjoy it, so be it. I tried. And so one day we went out to the same spot, the same location where we surfed, the same location where I got hurt, right there in my old hometown. And we went out, got ready. We got a big foam board. They put a life jacket on me. We did a safety check before. We got a bunch of people there. A bunch of family and friends were there to support. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't chicken out at that point because everybody was there. We had lifeguards. We had a police officer around. It was a whole, it took a village. So they took me out. They took me out surfing, and I caught about 3 waves. That was it. And each wave, 3 waves, were about 3 seconds or 5 seconds each. But you know what? Those 3 waves, 18 years later after my injury, were probably not only the most important waves that I rode, but they were the most exciting, the most exhilarating, the most terrifying, the most fulfilling waves that I had ridden. And it was because my family and friends helped me, they pushed me, but because I just went out and did it. And after that session, that short 3-wave session that lasted about 15 minutes because I was way out of shape, I wasn't ready for it, I realized that surfing was missing from my life. I had been missing that part in my life. So it opened a whole world for me, and I realized that I was able to do it, that there was a way, and if there's a will, there's a way, and if there's people around you that are willing to support, you can do anything. And so I, got a custom board. I started building my board. I adapted my board, a big board because I'm a big guy, a lot of volume, and then my friends and family would support. And I still, to this day, I go out surfing every once in a while, and I'm so appreciative of the people that support me to do it because it's exciting, it's amazing, and I enjoy every wave. But, lesson learned here is that even after 18 years, sometimes you're going to think that things are not possible, and they are. Now, you got to be realistic, right? If I want to go play in the NBA right now, it's not going to happen. If I want to go play baseball with the Padres or with a major league team, it's not going to happen, right? But there are things that you can do. If you want to go back to school, you can do it. If you want to be in love, you can do it. If you want to get married, you can do it. If you have children, you could probably do it, right? It's all about just going for it, showing up and going for it. And if you have the support from family and friends, it's even easier. So if you're having doubts about something that you want to do, if you're having doubts about going out and getting it, looking for a job, looking for a date, I don't know what it is that you want to do, go do it. If you fail, you won't fail. If you can't succeed, or if you have trouble doing it and you just not accomplish that goal, learn from it and figure out how to do it a different way, because that's how things happen, especially when you have a spinal cord injury or a disability or paralysis. I'm Beto. Hopefully you enjoyed this conversation. I have a spinal cord injury, and I've been living with a spinal cord injury for 31 years, and I'm sharing all my stories, sharing some of these anecdotes and things that I've learned over the past 31 years to help you if you have a spinal cord injury, or you, if you have somebody that you love with spinal cord injury as well. Feel free to subscribe, because all these stories I'm pretty sure are going to help you and maybe somebody else. So leave your comments below, subscribe if you're kind enough, and I'll see you on the next one.